9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning. We are here. We are going to be talking about Bankr Bot, and Brock will be on in a few minutes here. I had a little screw up on the time. It's supposed to be 1 Eastern, 12 Central, but he's going to come on. He's kind of move things around. So get excited. This is going to be interesting. I only got a few people here right now. Currently, right now, you can see I have my Bankr Bot terminal. This is what the terminal looks like. What's really cool, and I know if you've watched the show before, you've seen me actually make meme coins. I've done that. That's just kind of fun. Nothing big there. Made it a few dollars yesterday. I think I made like $8 yesterday. So it's not, usually you don't make anything. But anyways, Bankr Bot is really cool because you can either do it from the terminal, from the website bankr.bot. Of course, it's spelled Bankr. It's real easy, but everyone who has a X account, Twitter account, whatever you want to call it, you have a Bankr account, and you can literally just ask what you want it to do, which is really cool, and makes life easy. It's currently on base, so it's only trading things that are, that are base related. So ETH on base. I don't know if it's going to expand. We'll talk to Brock about that, but they've got Bankr Club that's coming out like right now. May already be too late. In fact, I don't think I can have it join from the terminal, but I can try. I can say, can you buy me a monthly membership to Bankr Club? I don't think this will work. I think somebody asked it earlier. I'm going to try, but it's really cool. It's very easy. So if you have questions, please ask in chat. Like I said, Brock's going to be on here in just a second from Fishes. He's just got a few things to finish up, and it's unable to do that. There's actually a way to do it from their website. They get the rules. The first 1,000 people are going to get an NFT. So if you want to join Bankr Club, you could do that. One of the interesting things I want to show you, you got big, right? This is really big here. Caitlyn Jenner, she said, thank you, Bankr Bot. What are the top Bankr tokens I should add to my wallet? And you can ask it whatever to do. And that's what makes it so nice. You can say, can you buy me this token, or can you buy me this crypto? And it just does it for you. Can you swap this token to ETH? And it does it for you automatically, which is, one of my big issues with crypto is how difficult it can be. You mess up one little thing, you forget to copy part of the address, and you send it out, you lose everything. So I think a lot of people are scared. Bankr kind of takes care of that. Now, this isn't beta, so they say screws up. That is, that's your problem. But anyways, we've got Brock here. Let's go ahead and bring him on. He is ready. What is going on?
Hey, how are you?
I did not know we were going to get a face here. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Normally I wear a luchador mask, but with like base stuff, I've been doing like full videos, so it is what it is.
Love it.
Surprise.
Love it. Yeah. Surprise. No, it's good. It's always
my
nice to see.
for being a red cap in space.
Right. So, it's good to get to see you. And by the way, a lot of people here already know you from Fishes. I'm just going to pull that up really quick here. So congrats on Fishes-sippy. I think that went well. I think you did a good job on that.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Still working on the extra perks, like they're in production. I've been teasing some of the things, but it's like very much like in production. So not a ton to see right now.
It will be coming out. So if you want to get any of Brock's stuff, you can go to fishes.com and check out all the different stuff that he has here. Very cool stuff, and definitely support them. And you got more stuff coming, more drops coming out on VV, kind of like you did the Mississippi drop, though, right? Where you'll get the promo code.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's up to like VV schedule. But
Okay.
there's a lot of like freebies coming. Like the most of what's coming next is all perks for holding certain things, and we gave like a big hint out as to what you might need to hold for a certain snapshot that's forthcoming. And then yeah.
Oh, that's big, because I wasn't sure if the snapshot was taken. So yeah,
it has not yet, but I'm not going to announce when it is taken. Just I think it'll be like when you get the collectibles, you'll have a good idea when it happens. Like that,
you'll have a good idea.
So,
I mean, you've been so good at this. Like you're like an expert. Everyone should be hiring you to how to like do drops and everything. So great job on Mississippi. Definitely check that out, Fiches.com. Now we're here to talk about Bankr.
Yes.
You've got me on to this. O'Malley has. So you sent this to me yesterday. I mean, I think this is really big.
Yesterday was a
Jenner,
wild day. So
yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner, which again, politics, people aside, like I think the fact that anyone can just kind of catch wind of this tool and then use it like within moments is pretty crazy. We also had Waka Flocka Flame. If you're not familiar, he's like a rap artist, pretty awesome.
Yep.
And yeah, so he also jumped into the mix in the spaces yesterday and kind of used the tool to spread a token that he's got around. And so yesterday was just like, if you again, I'm not like, ooh, a celebrity. I don't super care, but at the same time, like I think it's seeing more and more of like people that have the public eye kind of starting to use this tool just shows how easy it is for most people to kind of jump into it. So yeah,
it's super easy. The fact that you just basically ask it to do what you want. When did you get involved with Bankr? Like right at the start, or?
I wish. So like Viper, who is an awesome part of like the VV community, and everybody else, pretty much every community is just a super big supportive person. He has his ear to the ground on like all things that are just super awesome. I'm usually like at the tail end of super duper early because I will for whatever reason be like deep building something, and when I come up to air, he's got something that he's like showing off, and as soon as I kind of saw what it was, I was like, oh, this is and it gave me like that early like VV kind of vibes. Not that it's a digital collectible, like it is completely different, but like there's magic in here where we like back in the day I saw like, oh, blockchain versus digital collectibles with major IPs, like this just makes sense. This is very similar to like social, like demystifying all of the on-chain stuff and making it easy for people to use. It's a no-brainer for me. And so yeah, happy to dive into like what it is, how to use it, all those kinds of things. Is this your actual dashboard? You're showing us that you have like several dollars.
Yeah, I've made, so interesting enough, I think the other day I had between you and O'Malley, I think I had like $5, right? So what am I at? A whole $62. This is all from my 800 meme coins or tokens that I made. Yeah, not probably.
Yeah. I saw you rapid fire. You're like, I can make meme coins, and then you meme coins you did.
I did.
And so,
I feel like they banned me. They literally set it to 5 a day now. I think
there's so Clanker, well, we can get into everything, but like the mechanism that jumps into that does have only a certain amount that it can do globally per day. And then there was a minimum, the early days, of 5 million Bankr, but Bankr kept going up. So it's like, oh, you want to make meme coins, you have to have at least $2,000 worth of currency in your wallet to use it. And so they removed that, but I think they added in a number of followers on the social stream that you have to have, like, so because people were just like making accounts and just spamming tokens all day long. And so they put it of like, you have to kind of have some skin in the game as to why you would want to like launch a token. You're kind of like staking your social currency to like kind of not just make a bunch of tokens and whatnot. So yeah.
So I lost all my currency is what you're saying. I lost all my goodwill.
I mean, I think maybe you should just like do something with the tokens that you've created, and then as you're on like a kind of a cooldown, eventually I think you'll get back in there. But yeah,
then I could do that. So this is Clanker World, by the way, and this is where they get launched, and they just change very quickly because people are constantly making tokens, but it really is a cool idea. And this again is the terminal. It's just bankr.bot, but of course bankr.bot. Yeah, go ahead, and if you want to kind of explain the basics of Bankr, then we can go from there. Yeah.
So there are I just want to kind of be clear. one, none of this is financial advice. Two, there is a token connected to Bankr, and I have a bag. So like, I'm not trying to shill that. I want to kind of just focus mainly on the technology piece. One may fund into the other, but you can do whatever you want to do. But again, the technology, I think, is the most exciting piece. The token will do what the token does, right? So, but Bankr itself is, what if you could talk to, we see all these like large language models like ChatGPT and Claude and all these other kind of like things, and they're helping people do amazing things. But what if you had like your own tiny little money buddy that would just manage all of your financial on-chain stuff? Currently, it is just on the Base network, which if you're used to Ethereum and hearing Ethereum, Base is a layer 2 on Ethereum. You can actually like buy gas money and all that. Like, we can take this really slow and get into that. But the Base is what's happening. It will soon, I think it's on the roadmap to support Solana. So you can have like one tool that actually lets you use 2 different chains interchangeably. So that's going to be pretty cool when that drops.
That is cool.
But yeah, so what is it? It's like having your own private, if you want, or social. There's like a social aspect of it as well. Tool to where you can just say, hey, can you just send money to my friend? Like, can you just do this? Could you just do that? Can you swap these 2 coins? Can you, if this drops, like while I'm sleeping more than this percent, could you sell it for me so I don't lose my ass? Like those kinds of like, could you just kind of like if you had like a little money buddy, and then it just does it. So all of the hard stuff, all of the switching from this, or how much gas do I have to spend, or what's so-and-so's wallet, that all goes away. And the layer on top of that makes it really cool is every single person on X or Twitter. I still refuse to call it X outright. So, but
it's
anyway,
hard.
you know what you're talking about. I just don't want to, out of spite, I think. And then Farcaster is another like social network, which super kind of I'm bullish on. Still, it's free. Like there's not like anyway. But so between those two right now, and potentially more in the future, you can just go, hey, can you send $5 to so and so, and it will just do it. And then, or if someone launches a token, like if you're into meme coins, which again, if you are like kind of a buy and hold kind of person, meme coins is like that, but like you have a very small shelf life. It could go crazy or it could go down. Like it's very fast. And so if you're not ready for that, like don't. But if someone deploys the token and you're like, this is going to be good, you can just reply. If someone says like, buy me $10 of this, you can just reply, me too. And as long as you have the funds, Bankr will just go and buy it for you. All you had to type was me too. And you can basically copy trade somebody from just all on the social feed. And so it really takes like all this crazy, like I have to get my wallet, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, no, you just have a wallet that's automatically set up and connected to your social media account. You can just log in with Twitter or Farcaster if that's your flavor. They are kind of separate. It's kind of like 2 instances. So like if you log in with Twitter and then you're like, ooh, this Farcaster thing sounds fun, you log in with Farcaster and none of your money is there.
Okay.
You just have to log in with the right one because you've got kind of 2 different things, and it's so it knows what to respond to, and so you kind of have like 2 different buckets of whatever money you put in there. And so as long as you've got the money, you can literally just like, and that's just depositing it into Base. Pretty soon, I believe there will be a button that says like add funds somewhere in the UI where you can just click add funds, get a credit card that like works, and then boom, you'll just have some currency. So like you won't even have to go here and bridge and do all this other stuff. We saw it a lot with like the features drop where people were used to dealing with Ethereum, but like it's happening on a different highway, right? So like if you're on Ethereum, that will take you to wherever you want to go on Ethereum's world, but Base is like a separate roadway. And so you just have to kind of take a toll bridge over. Then once you're on Base, you're good to go anywhere. And it's faster, cheaper. It empowers a ton. I was
going to ask you. So it is, the gas fees are well, they're already cheap on Base, but it's
so if you're minting a fiche, like just a straight up Web3 fiche, that would be about like a couple bucks, and sometimes it's been as much as like $20 in gas if you were to mint them. I'm likely going to bridge the whole project to Base, but again, this is not a fiche conversation,
I just want to.
But gas could be up to $20 to mint a fiche, and depending upon, and it goes up like dollar wise. If Ethereum goes to $10,000, then it's like, do you want to spend $100 in gas? Whereas on Base, that same transaction would take a penny or 2 pennies. Like the most gas I saw someone spend when buying from like the BV drop that we did through Features.com was 3 cents.
Oh, so wow.
Like, it's crazy. It's basically cheap.
It's basically
it's like it's less than tax if you were to go buy something physically, right? So
for sure.
That's the difference. It also finishes like the transaction where like you click buy a fiche and it might like clock because it's got to confirm with the network and whatnot. And again, it's
Right.
not forever slow, but it is like there's some wait time where like it needs to confirm. On base, you're looking at probably like 10 seconds usually, right? Like and that's on like a rough day. Usually it's like so it feels instant and it feels like free.
Right.
So
it really comparatively to
and there's
where
no
we
token. Like I'm not like "Rah, switch to base, pump bags." Like no, it's really just it's just an alternative to Ethereum that rolls up and backs up on Ethereum still. So it's not like
Right.
saying like poo poo Ethereum. It's just this is almost like the fast lane. And that's like here's how we would actually do business. And then there's like the slower like secure bank. Not saying that base isn't secure, but like everything rolls up to Ethereum's like it compounds the security by rolling everything up to base, or excuse me, Ethereum. So yeah, all these terms start to sound weird. I think as long as you can get some base funds, then you can just use Bankr. And so it really kind of lowers the bar for everything. And like I said, you can actually like say you don't know what some of the terms are. Like right now in your terminal, you can just type what's a limit order. Like go for it, and it will just respond. So I didn't know if it was a screenshot or if it was like real.
Yeah, no. This is right. You're seeing all my craziness going on. So this is what's so cool about it, and I agree that crypto is like scary for a lot of people. It's really hard. The fact that you can ask it to do it and it does it, and if there's an issue, it can kind of walk you through it. And here you go.
So now it's explaining like, and we don't have to read it all, but like basically it's a limit order. It's like where, hey, if it goes up this much, do this. If it goes below this, do that. So it's kind of like setting conditional, so you don't have to sit there and watch it. And like for me, not saying every night, like before I go to bed, I set a limit order, but like there are some things where it's like, hey, this thing is kind of like going like sideways on some of the things I've invested in. I don't want to lose, so if it drops more than like 10%, sell a portion of it. So I can like then I'll just re-enter if it continues down or whatever. And we're getting into like trading and stuff like that, but like you can just talk to it like it's a human, and it does all of the hard work. Like it goes and sets up those limit orders, and then it will execute those limit orders, all kinds of things. And people will use it like me. I'm not a great trader. I'm just kind of like, I want this thing, I'm going to buy it, and I just buy it. And like most people will say that's not a great idea, that you should like kind of like ladder in where like, hey, every blah blah blah, every time it dips below this, you can then use that like that smarter approach of saying, hey Bankr, every time it goes down 10%, buy point whatever ETH of it, or buy, and you can even like a lot of people get that friction of like dollars versus Ethereum price, right? I think I've been in it a while. Walk into like a Target and I'm like, why is this TV is like not even 0.2 ETH? Like I should just like my brain is just like converted to ETH. Like
it's converted to ETH and
like
crypto.
Dollars feels gross, kind of almost thing. But again, I'm probably like the exception, not the rule. And so you can ask it to buy me $50 worth of this, and it will convert US dollars to the price and then do it. So
that to me is huge, because I actually did it as a test. I'm like, I launched a token. I'm like, buy 50 cents of it. I didn't want to sit there and convert or whatever, just to test it out. And that is huge, that you could just say the dollar amount, and eventually you'll learn the conversion or what, approximately.
And you could look it up, like it's division or whatever, but for it to just know what you mean, like you'll see like when you enter a command, it's like verifying your intent. So that's like, it takes what you said, and it tries to make sure it really understands what you're asking. If not, it'll ask questions. Like it'll say like, I don't have the like address for that coin, or there's like 3 coins with the same name. Which one did you mean? Like, so it will come back and ask you things like that. And this is all through the private terminal that we're looking at so far. And basically for anybody that is signing up for this, when you go in, if you could flip back real quick to the
the terminal, because this is the Bankr.
Because a lot of people are like, how do I know where to send this money to, right? Because like in blockchain, everything's like addresses. You can ask the bot on Twitter or Farcaster, hey, what's my wallet address? And it'll just reply with the address, and then you can just copy it. So like that's an easy way if you're not logged in to just get it. And this is a public address that it's on chain, like, so it's not like you need to keep a secret. A private key is something you should keep secret. With this, it uses a smart wallet, and so there are no private keys. So there's like a lot of people have been conditioned like, not your keys, not your wallet. Like think of this as like a spending account, right? Like don't if there's an amount in here that makes you feel uncomfortable for you to lose, probably don't do that, right? Like
you can transfer it out.
Right. So then do your thing and then ask it to transfer to your main wallet if you want. That's like a good way to do it. But if you go over to the top right, under where it says wallet, there's an amount of so down like an inch and a half from where you're at.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yep. So there's a base amount, which kind of is a roll up of how much what your total wallet is worth in USD. And then below that is your trading. And that's your
wallet. It has a
wallet
little
right there.
copy.
So if you click the copy button, then you've got it and you can go and do whatever you want. And then there's a lot of also like getting into tokens and whatnot. Like, so looking at your banker there, there's the copy button there. The copy is going to copy the contract address for this token. So that's a quick shortcut if you need that. Sometimes I will use that because I find the terminal goes faster. If you instead of saying banker, it has to do like an extra hop, I think. So like look up what banker's contract is. So I'll say buy me blah 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 of this contract and then use this or whatever, or swap from this contract to this contract. So I'll do that. It's an advanced feature, like it should just like kind of know, but it's always safer to use the contract address because then there's no discrepancy.
That's good to know. I didn't know that. Now I'm gonna.
And then the little arrow icon actually opens it up in Dex Screener. Dex Screener is kind of like a global like kind of thing that people use to look up what's the charts and the graphs. Is it up or is it down? Those kinds of things.
So this is the Bankr. Yeah.
Yeah. So currently, like we if you zoom out, I think you're looking at like the 5 minutes. If you go to like the hour even, you'll see like it's been looping up because more and more people are getting excited about Bankr and everything it's able to do. And we've barely scratched the surface, but I don't want to overwhelm anybody. So it's on a little bit of a dip.
Bought here.
or like I don't know, months ago would have been great. Because
months ago
they were giving it away.
Right.
But yeah, so this is just a quick shortcut to like check out how a token's doing. And sometimes like if you're in the 1 second chart, you're like, oh my god, it's crap. Like if you go to 1 second graph,
right?
Like, oh my gosh,
go to 1 second, right?
Like, you're living life like with like super binoculars on top of a magnifying glass.
Right.
So I don't recommend looking at it on the 1 second mode because it's a very nerve wracking.
It looks more.
Oh my gosh, look, it's died and oh, it fully recovered. But like you zoom out and you're like looking at like changes of like someone sold $2 and then rebought $3, like. So yeah, don't get crazy about the
get too worried, and you can see the transactions.
Yeah, the transaction will give you a little bit more without if the bars and whatnot. But again, like if you're using it like USDC, for example, like that's not going to go up or down. It's just a stable coin, those kinds of things. So like some people might even not touch tokens. They might just use like USDC or Ethereum. And those don't move as much. Ethereum will move, but like USDC is always going to be $1.
It's a stable coin, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's pegged like 1-to-1 to $1. So yeah, that is like so you can do all this stuff in private, but the world kind of really opens up when you go into like a social media feed. And so I think you were going to show yesterday Caitlyn Jenner.
So we got Caitlyn Jenner right here.
Yeah.
So thank you, bot. Yeah.
But then it's saying, let's see,
I've got another one too.
Yeah,
this one
might be. So this one's fine.
Okay, perfect.
So Caitlyn Jenner, she asked basically what are the top tokens, and you can see Bankr responded with tokens and like what they are, and not saying like buy these, but here are the ones that are doing like certain volumes and their market caps and whatnot.
Right.
And then I think later on somebody says I like DRB. And she said, sure, I'll buy $50 worth of that.
Yeah, that's what she did at the end. She's like, yeah, I'll go buy $50. Or where was it? Oh, it was on this one.
It was in the comments or So
here it is right here. Here's the $50.
But because of that, when she tweeted that comment, Bankr did that. Everyone could see on chain publicly that they actually purchased it. So like these whole like thought leaders in the space that'll be like, I'm really thinking about buying some da-da-da today. Really, they're trying to ask you to buy it so they can sell it to you. Right. This you're seeing that they actually just bought it, and you can watch that all publicly. So you know there's a lot more authenticity and transparency with doing it all on the social feed.
And you could follow her. Can you have it automatically follow? Like, could I say always follow Caitlyn Jenner? Or is that to be specific to that trade?
So the only thing that lets you do like a future, like watch for X and do something, are limit orders right now. And so we'll see what features roll out. But you can just get notifications on Twitter, and whenever that person tweets or comments, if you see that they've bought something, you can jump in and just say me too, or you can say like sell it because you're like, yeah, they're buying it up, and I want to take profits or whatever.
Totally.
But if you look at when they like posted like buying $50, if you look at the DRB chart, and again, not selling you on DRB, I will get that one as a specific token, so I'll get into the story or like the lore behind it. but that one, once that bought, if you look at the chart, it basically went from like a $12 million market cap to I think it was like 18 million, and like it got crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So people are talking about it, and there's a lot behind it. But DRB is a special token because someone tricked, because Bankr can launch tokens for you,
Right.
and because it's an LLM, Grok, which is Twitter's LLM, got a Twitter account. Someone tricked Grok into saying the command to launch a token. Bankr Bot's like, I got you, and launches it. So an AI made its own token, and it's called Debt Relief Bot. And that's what people are just super, like, it went from nothing. Like I saw it at like 500,000, and I was like,
wow.
wow, that, I mean, this makes sense. I should probably buy it. And then I went about continuing to build instead of buying it. And I think it went up to like, it flipped Bankr and like all these other things, or it might have flipped Bankr. Don't comment on that. But it went stupid high, like 32 times up from where I saw it. And so, yeah, I took a big L by not, but tons of people, like, so it's called Debt Relief Bot. People started like replying saying like, this literally paid off my, like my house, my property tax. This literally paid off like my medical bill, because they threw like $200 at it, and then it went up 300 times, or not 300 times, 32 times.
32 times, still amazing, right?
And so then it dipped, and now it's like it could go on another run, because more and more eyes are on the story that like no one owns it. The crazy
especially
thing
since
is
Caitlyn,
when they launch,
go ahead.
When they launch this token, it's an AI that is in charge of this Twitter bot or this Twitter account. When you launch a token, you get fees. So like when people buy it and sell it, like the volatility of buying and selling, you're getting a percentage of that. And so by doing that, you're actually like giving them money, right? So token creators can sustain themselves, do the project, or just get money for like doing a token. And it normally will be like a small amount, but if a token goes, like it becomes a full project and it's real, it goes up, right? Well, who's at the charge of this? An AI. How much money is in the AI's account? Like $700,000. Right
now it was like 250 a couple weeks ago when you told me.
It's over 700. Yeah. So
man,
this bot has almost like, this bot is going to $1 million in fees, and no one owns it, right? So like, who? It's going to have to be somebody on Twitter side. Well, it's opening up a big can of worms of like, can an AI legally own things, or like why should someone be able to take it away if the bot did the work technically by deploying the coin? And so Deployer is the gentleman's name who made Bankr. They zooming out.
Zooming out for sure, right?
But also, like, I would say, like, if you're like I bought a thing and now it's worth significantly more, take money out. Otherwise, you've never made any money. So like, take profits, take like percentages. You don't have to be all in and all out, but just like, if you're getting into the wild game of like buying tokens, and there are some tokens that are less volatile that you can kind of get your feet wet on, like what things are, versus like the hyper chaos. And so anyway, it's a casino.
It is a casino, but you're right. Take profits. Don't ever be scared
use
to take
those limit orders to where it's like, if this goes up 100%, sell 10%. If it goes up 300%, sell 25%. Like, do whatever, or at least take out your initial money. And then
that's what I normally do.
Like, I would, if it goes up 200%, like, or whatever, take out your money and 10%, or take out your money and 25%. Leave the rest in there for like a moon bag. And then if it goes up, hooray. If it tanks to zero, whatever, you still made, like, you still took that chip of profit, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah. So I'm
usually meme of the grandma adjusting her glasses starting at the 1 second candles.
I mean, sometimes you can do the 1 second to see, like, is it's going up, and where is like the confidence losing?
Right.
But yeah, it's silly. Yeah, I thought it went to 40 million.
So
can you show us how volatility works with your hands again?
Oh, yeah, I think that's official. That's official. Yeah, but that's what it does. Or sometimes it goes side and then it crashes, or it goes up. You never know, because everyone's trying to do, TA and trying to figure out people's mentality.
Yeah,
but it's hard to do that.
Again, not advice on anything financial, other than just this tool can help you with whatever you want to do.
Right.
And so with that, though, when we saw like a celebrity, however you want to classify that, someone with a bigger public eyes than me, like 300, or I think it's 3 million followers.
Yeah, over 3 million.
I'll buy $50 with this. We saw a lot of people copy trading that, and it kind of like brought this token back to life. Waka Flocka Flame showed up and was showing his token and using Bankr. Yesterday was like a wild day, where we just had a lot of people show up using Bankr out of nowhere. And that's the cool thing, is it doesn't matter who you are, Bankr will respond to you, and everybody has a wallet. So you're already kind of like in it, and you could receive funds.
Right.
I will say,
That's
if
what's
someone
great. Everyone's
sends you money,
right.
you do need some gas to get that out or to sell it. So
Right.
like if I send you $5 in Bankr, for example, you're going to need some gas money. So what I will do if I'm sending people money, especially if I know they're newer, I'll say send $5 plus a little gas money, and Bankr goes, got you, and it'll send the $5 worth plus like a little bit of Ethereum, so that they can
Yep.
like transfer it to another wallet, or they can like sell it, or they can do whatever they want with it. Otherwise, like, here's $5 you can't do anything with unless you
Right,
buy
you
in and
can't.
transfer crypto. Like, it's just, that's too much hurdles for right now. I think that will go away over time with like the add funds feature, because then you can just like add funds.
Then you can add your own
Give me
funds.
50 cents of Ethereum, and then now you've funded like thousands of transactions or whatever.
Yeah, you're
So,
totally okay. It's the fact that it's so easy that you could just ask it. Sometimes I've been like, hey, can you please make me a token? It's like you could literally just say, deploy me this token named this. It could do it.
Yeah.
You kind of learn its ins and outs, but it's just so easy. It just makes so much freaking sense. Like, crypto
me,
does not
it's
make sense to most people. This makes
yeah.
sense. This
Yeah, I
really
think
does.
this is like where it's lowering that friction level to the point where I've coined that term, like, and again, not that I've invented it, but like the one that I keep using is, you can just tweet money now. Like, I
Yes,
can
right.
just tweet you money, right? And we've started making videos, like showing people like just on the streets, like, hey, can I tweet you $50? And we're like,
Right.
what? And then you're like, yeah, what's your Twitter handle? And then you get their Twitter handle, and like, here's $50, bye. And they're like, what? I don't have to do anything? Like, no, you
Yeah.
can just
Just
send people money. Like, I even
you
said,
already have it.
I'll give you
Yeah, you already
25.
have the
If you
address.
tweet somebody $25, like right now, I'll give you
Right.
25 more. Because then now it's roping. I think that's the thing, right? Like Venmo, even like,
Right.
Cash App, like, they're fast. But if I can just tweet and say like, send them such and such, it's transparent. I don't have to wait. I don't have to do
Exactly.
any confirmations. No one's taking like fees out potentially. Like, it's just faster and easy. So I think this is going to be likely one of the things that onboards people. If you look at the number of Twitter followers, and you realize that they've all now have wallets, that anybody on Twitter, you can just tweet money.
That's
I
crazy.
think that the value of this tool is going to be immeasurable almost. And again, there's a token attached, so maybe you could say like, oh, we'll measure it by the token success. But like, yeah, there's a lot of things. Today is a special day because in a
Oh, yeah.
couple hours from now, the Bankr Club is rolling out. And so with all this, there is like costs involved for the deployer, the creator. And so I even asked early on, I was like, can I just give you $20 a month to like support? I want to keep this going because I'm using it a ton to just, I can do airdrops. I can do all kinds of stuff. There are
Right.
certain types of NFTs right now that are like coin tokens. And like, so it's a token that's attached to the art, but it's more like a token with like a market cap and all kinds of craziness. Excuse me. You can buy those with Bankr. And I'm sure that NFTs are probably not that far off potentially. And so like, this really can become your, it's one thing to have a wallet and like have to manage, like, I've got an NFT in my wallet and this and that. Like, this is just, it does all the hard work for you and lets
It
you
really
just
does.
enjoy being on chain. And there's so many cool things that are coming through a bunch of different things that I think Bankr is going to play a big role on. But yeah, today is Bankr Club. You don't have to do anything. I'm going to go in. It's $20 in Bankr to sign up. The first 1,000 people that sign up today for the monthly, there's an NFT that's like a one of 1,000. And the yearly is $198 a year. Also, you need that much Bankr in your trading wallet to pay for it. Then there's 1,000 of the year ones. It'll sign you up for like airdrops, reduced fees. So sometimes there's a small fee, like when you swap from one token to the other. Not when you're transferring, it's just like swaps, I believe.
Right.
That fee gets reduced. You get priority, like your Bankr will respond to you more fast, even during peak times. So like, you're going to use this thing, the Bankr, like, I think for $20 from like, if I buy and sell a coin, like once, there's a chance I make $20. So like, why would I not kind of sign up for it?
Right.
And so, yeah, for me,
how do you sign up for that? Because I was looking,
So
it's not until 12 tonight, like midnight.
It'll be between 11 to noon PST. So it's like, for me, it's like 2 to 3 p.m.
Okay,
For you,
gotcha.
I think it's like 1 to 2.
1 to 2. Oh, okay.
Time
So it's
zones are
gonna be
fun.
this afternoon.
Yeah, and you'll just go to the terminal like this, so just the Bankr website. There's a bot. Be careful because people keep trying to like make similar-ish Bankr usernames and say like Bankr support, or there's no support anywhere other than through Deployer. So it's OX Deployer is the Twitter handle, and they're on that. There's a Discord for Bankr at the bottom of the website. There's like a Discord that you can join and just get help there. Like if you ask it to send $5 and it sends all of your money, things like that, he's like looking into and fixing. So this is alpha still, but like I've seen some like, ooh, that's not what anybody asked it to do type situation. But like I've never had an issue, and so I think it's again the exception, not the rule, that there are issues. But reaching out if there is some kind of funkiness that happens, he's fixing that for everybody. But then also like looking into what he can do about like making you whole kind of thing. So which is pretty cool.
That is really cool. So you'll be able to do it from here. So for instance, I'd have to, so right now I've got 654. What is this? First of all, this red, I noticed this going up and down.
That's a new feature. That is your profits and losses. And so right now you are short, my man, $1.50 from where the value once was.
Gotcha.
So Bankr did, but that's what I was kind of saying. Like Bankr like probably went up, and then it like this is your value, but then from there, because it's dipped a little bit, you lost like $1.50 or whatever.
Which is, who cares? So I would want, so something I could do, I said, I could say, can you buy me, was it $20 for the?
Yeah, for the
so
monthly.
We'll say,
and it'll look for $20 in Bankr every month for you to sustain that.
Of Bankr. So can you buy me $20?
I would do that instead, because Bankr, that's not the ticker. So
do this.
You either need to do BNKR, or I would again do the smart contract. So there's no doubt.
All right. We'll do that right here. That's easy. So basically, I'm just
it's
saying,
super easy to use, and then you like buy the run token on air. That'd be great.
So we'll go ahead and buy it now, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if it goes.
You should be all set. I think once the time rolls around, and again, I think there's a relative like a 1 hour window because the Deployer might have to like push a couple things live or whatever. But once that's there, somewhere on this terminal will be like, do you want to sign up? Yes or no. So yeah,
it's gonna be pretty fast though. Like if you want to get that NFT, you're probably gonna have to be pretty quick.
I mean, yeah, they just dropped a podcast this week. There's a lot of people in Farcaster that are all about
man.
There are like, so for the token side, just so you know, like how many people are involved in this like ecosystem. I believe they broke like 60,000 plus unique holders, and so there's a lot of people that are banking that are using this.
So this is gonna be hard to get.
I don't know if it'll be hard to get. It's just gonna be whoever's like fastest for the NFT. But everybody that signs up, that helps like support all the fees and everything, and again gives you priority access. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyways, like you said, to just kind of support them. But if I can get lucky and get the NFT, will it actually say you qualified for it, or will you just have to wait?
I don't know, but I think that there was mention of like having a way to showcase if you had the NFT on the terminal. So that's the cool thing is, if anyone knows like my like kind of like work level and how much stuff I put out quickly, even as like an army of one, Deployer is somebody that I look up to because I think he's probably got me beat. Like he just literally deploys like all his stuff. He cooks up crazy good ideas and then drops them out. Like so, he's anonymous. I was for a long time. I know that turns people off, but
that you were anonymous, that doesn't turn.
Yeah, I mean, well, some people are like, "Oh, he wears a mask. What's he hiding?" Or whatever. Like, I've got kids, and like I didn't for a while. I didn't want anybody to like mess, like show up on my doorstep or whatever. But at the same time, whatever. It was fun for a while, and now it is what it is. My work and like what I ship kind of speaks for itself. So Deployer is the same way. Some people are hesitant to like back anything. The cool thing about this is like it's free. You don't have to sign up for the Bankr Club. You don't have to sign up for whatever. This is a tool for everyone, and you already have a wallet. So use it or don't use it. That doesn't matter. But if you do use it, it can make your on-chain experience like way easier. And I think in the future, everyone's going to have like a little money buddy in their pocket that's doing stuff like this for them. So like you're out to lunch and you want to like split the bill or whatever, just Bankr them half, and it's good, right? They can see that it's there. They get tagged.
Yeah, it's easy.
So yeah, and it's all transparent. So
I love it. I mean, this is kind of what I was waiting for, because every time I've traded if I use Shuriken for trading or what, it's like getting addresses correct and everything. This really does the work. Now, like you said, with this situation, I just went ahead and put the Bankr token address in there just to make sure it goes a little faster and get it right. Let's see. It said it's swapped,
it's done.
converted. It's done.
And you can see your address updated right like over there. You can see everything that happened. The activity, like that's how you'll know. Like over there, it says swap ETH to Bankr coin.
Yes, right here.
So you can expand that, I think, and like it'll show you like the details if it's like successful or not. So like there's icon, you can like see the yellow, which means it's like working on it, and then just walk away, right? Like it just does it. Right. You don't have to sit and watch it. Like it just does it.
And it even gives you like the base scan if you want to go back and see the details. You've got all that. Can you when this resets? Can you have access to the? Because I have not been able to like. There's been other times.
I think the chat does not persist if you like close out, but if you come back, it should be there. But if like you refresh the screen, then it might not be there. But that's why you have the activity kind of showing like what it has done. So, and there is a base.
Oh yeah, right there. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't know it gave you the links there. Okay, cool. I didn't think I saw that before.
Yeah, and again, this is like a living kind of tool. So like updates are coming like 24/7. Deployer doesn't really sleep, I don't think.
Let's hope not. I mean, that's the whole point, is that this can work for you all the time, and you could do.
I mean, like the developer keeps pushing.
Gotcha.
Like the whole like red green like status bar of like how much profit or losses that you might have. That is really like a new thing that rolled out like 2 days ago. So
hopefully this will be green sooner. Hopefully this will be going. I mean, I do want to get more. Basically everything that I get. And like I said, I'm going to kind of slow down on my tokens there, because it was just like, oh, I can make a token. And it surprised me that the VVverse one was the one I first did. Probably confused people. I think I made like $33 on that, which is like pretty good. I mean, but if it hurt anyone.
I've launched, like I was showing my son, like, hey, look, this is like a toy, and I can do this from a tweet, which is Clanker. Clanker is a tool. Bankr uses Clanker to launch tokens. It's a whole ecosystem.
And this is Clanker right here.
Yeah. And Clanker is its own thing that you can get into, but Bankr kind of like wraps around and makes Clanker even easier than it already is.
Right.
But two super cool projects. But yeah, so I was showing my son, and I was like, what should we name it? And he's like, Minecraft. And I was like, I'm sure that's taken, but okay, let's do it. And so we launched Minecraft. And I was like, see, there it is. And like, I showed him like the little thing. I was like, and then here's a chart. Should we buy some? He's like, yeah, let's buy some. And so I'm like, cool. So I bought some, like, I think about like $20 or whatever was it. I walked away and I came back, and the thing like ran to like almost like $500,000 in
what?
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't promote it, and people started tagging me like, "Are you gonna like talk about this? Are you gonna do that?" Like,
oh my lord!
I was just showing my kid, like, I don't like when I launch a project for real, like I'm like Features, it's like 4 years in, right? Like I'm doing it for real, and I'm doing it to like help benefit people. Like I don't want to just like drop something and like pump and dump. Like I just wouldn't do that. And so when I came back and like the dust had settled and it ran up and then like went down and then back up and then down and like whatever, it kind of like fizzled in the middle, like because we were just like Minecraft. I was like, I don't know what made you think this was like Microsoft or something like that. But anyway, from it moving up and down, I think the fees I made like $2,000 or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, from a tweet.
That's
from just going bloop. But so because I felt bad, I was like, look, here's what I'm going to do, because I didn't have any like intention. So I used the Ethereum that I got, because when you get fees, you get half of it. Like when people buy, you get Ethereum. And then when people sell, you get tokens, like a chunk of the tokens they sold. And so you kind of have like two buckets when you launch a meme coin through this. And so what I did was I burnt the tokens that I had like received. And then I bought, using the Ethereum, more tokens, and I burnt those as well. So it's like I took all the value that I got out of it and just kind of like put it right back in, so that at least like there's I never wanted to take anything away. You bought and sold, like that's on you. I could walk away with this, like whatever. But like for me, I wanted to like, I don't want to burn anybody. So like,
you didn't want to burn.
Basically, put all the value back in that I had taken out.
Yeah, because on these, there's no way. I didn't pump any of these. I was surprised with the VVverse because it got up. I think it was like, I thought it was like 300,000. I don't even know how to get back to it, but I didn't get that much money out of it. But
it's the volatility. Like if it goes up and down, if it just goes up and down once, it's not going to be as much as like it moving up and down,
if it really catches on. Yeah, which I haven't had. That was the first one and the best one, but it's still kind of cool that you could do it. But yeah, like when I was launching them on here, I'm like, nobody buy these, all right? And somebody had put in like $400, I think, on my.
There are people that snipe.
That's what it was.
They look for new tokens, and they put in like a super high gas transaction to snipe in first, because then they can capture like the majority of the supply, and then whenever it goes up, then they sell and they make profit in theory.
And if it goes down, they don't lose much because they bought in at the beginning.
Right. And they're doing like a volume game, right? Like where it's like if they buy some of the ones that run, they end up like, I put in 400 or I put in 2,000, and then it shoots back up. People are like, oh, excited, I need to buy this. They buy up to like 10,000. They sell like 90%, and they end up making like $600 or whatever every time they do that. And it's on autopilot for them.
They just have a bot doing it. So you got to be careful with these.
Yeah. So just
with these.
Usually if it's serious, like I try and look at who deployed it. Did they say why? Those kinds of things before. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how, because we were talking about like because it launches these on Clanker. Some people get photos and stuff like that. So you have to pay into the system to be able to
make it legit. Yeah, it's like a $300 fee.
Is that per each one, or is that to join for the month?
That's per token. Through Dex Screener. So you basically go and like register it, and so that's kind of proof that someone's going to actually probably do something with it. So for the Minecraft one, I ended up spending I technically lost $300 because I went and paid the Dex just.
Oh, you did pay for it?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I felt bad, so I was like, all right, I'll pay for it because I had like the best of intentions. But yeah, I mean, again, I might not if it wasn't me. That's my own thing. Like, okay, maybe it's like I'm just allergic to money or whatever. But I was like, I'm going to give you all the value, and I paid the Dex because my bad. I was just showing my kid how this all worked.
Right. So, you weren't that's a really good amount of money to get $2,000 off of that. That's crazy. Yeah. That's just crazy.
And there's a bunch of crazy stuff like on Farcaster with Bankr and other things that like it's just all kinds of like fun things to do daily kind of stuff on chain. But yeah, Bankr is, I think, even if you're like not interested in tokens or anything like that, to just kind of like take ownership of your on-chain activity, but not need to like where you feel like you're every time you push the send button on your wallet, you're like covering and nervous. Like this, being able to just send it to someone's like Twitter handle, it makes it super easy.
Because that's all you do. You'd be like, I'd be like at Breadcat, your name if I want to send you something, or somebody in chat, you just put, at Ronnie Lido, and then it just
you can start doing like rewards to your viewers using this, and then it's all transparent. No one can say like, you didn't send this or what. Like, here's the tweet. Like you can go and see them, right? Like it's super easy. Or you can even look at to like, oh, like I think I saw that you like, hey, if you won last time, like don't like you can just scroll your Twitter feed before you send it out. Like you won. Like I've got the tweet that I sent you like 2 weeks ago. Like you won. Like I'm gonna reroll. Like here's the proof, right? So
that's a smarter way to do it. That's organized. I'm not organized. I don't
organize. Chaotic good is fine too. But
I like chaotic.
But yeah.
So all right. So Bankr. So when you bought it, I don't know if you want to tell us how much Bankr you have, but like I know you're not pushing the token or anything like that, but it does support this, and of course Bankr Club. Are you going to do the year? Or are you going to do the monthly?
I'm doing the year.
The year, which is probably a better way to do it.
Well, I mean, so again, I don't care what you do, but if you just look at the numbers, it's $20 a month. There's 12 months, $200. If you're going to pay every month and you have it, you could just buy. You save 2 months, basically a year, by just buying the yearly. So again, it is what it is. But for me, like if you're looking at the token side, I think something interesting is going to happen today because technically, if people are just going for the NFTs alone, and it's 1,000 of the monthly and 1,000 of the yearly that go poof, that is going to pull a chunk of the supply that's available on the open market that people are willing to kind of like from those like liquidity pools and what have you, and just kind of like remove them because it's all paid in Bankr. So that's kind of like one way that could potentially do something to the token. Again, I don't know what it will be, and also my thesis could be wrong on that, but just
it could go down or not. Now you got me thinking like maybe I want to buy a little bit more Bankr. I mean, I only have 25 ETH left.
Right now, we're seeing like this pullback that we're seeing is a lot of people selling the Bankr went up. They're selling Bankr and putting it into the DRB token, thinking that it will go up even more. And so you're kind of seeing Bankr get sucked in, but sucked down a little bit. while this other thing flies. But then the reverse will also be true, where like, oh, now I've taken some profits, I'm going back into Bankr because it's like supporting. So it's building ecosystems and tools that are not like, I think up until now we've seen a lot of like, I'm going to build this thing and it's going to like, it never materializes, or it materializes and it's whack. And so people just dump it. Like these are like real builders that are actually like making things of use and continuing to make them better. And so it's kind of a foreign thing for the market, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, look at this. It's had a nice little. So when did this get launched? What month did it get? Oh my Lord, look at that.
I don't remember. But yeah, it was earlier this year, I think.
Look at all that movement there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But this is what
Farcaster is where all of this kind of like kicks off. Like Farcaster is like, it's for everybody, but there are a lot of like devs and on-chain enthusiasts that are like talking, and like you'll see someone say like, here's a great idea, blah blah blah, and they define it, and someone else will reply and go, building it, or someone say like, I already built it here, and then now everyone kind of rallies behind that. Like, so it's a crazy. Farcaster is like Twitter, but you own it, and instead of like you paying $80 a year for your check mark or what have you, Farcaster you get all the features for free. And like I shared a screenshot earlier, like in airdrops alone, I made $12,000 for using Farcaster.
Really?
For just casting. That's what they would call tweeting. And yeah, so like there's airdrops from tokens. There's like they have mini apps. Like I'm dropping a mini app next week that'll basically help people like do something. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that just happens on Farcaster. And
so it's just this. Do I have to have? So I gotta get it.
Think of Farcaster as like the blockchain. Like Farcaster is the everything, and then Warpcast is one client for Farcaster. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, you can just download Warpcast, claim your name. I think people should just at least claim your username, because then usernames that maybe weren't available on Twitter are probably available on Warpcast.
Okay.
And then yeah, those mini apps. There's one called Ponder, for example, where all it is people can post like, what do you think? What do you think of this? Or what do you think of this? And so like I think yesterday there was one that was like, what is breakfast to you? And there was one that was like sweet, savory, coffee only, or something else. And every time you guess, you're spending 50 cents to guess, or you could spend more if you really feel like strongly about it. So like I guessed like savory, right? So it was like that's just what I guessed, because that's what I thought people would choose. So it's not picking what you want, it's picking what you think will be the most popular answer. And then so it went up to like $150 pot from like all these people guessing. And then when I got that, I think I ended up with like $2 or something like that, because I was I think I threw in $1. So I 2x'd my dollar just having
great
fun.
Investment, right? Like absolutely.
And so
it may not have been a lot, but
but that's a mini app that like all day, every day, people are just saying like, hey, what do you think this is? And then if you're right, you're like making money. I think I've made like $20 just by playing around, guessing what I think people are going to pick. So like, am I retiring off guessing what people are going to pick? No, but that's $20 that now I can say like, oh, Bankr. I think Bankr is going to go up, so I'm going to use my from Farcaster. There's a built-in wallet, and so I can use that $20 from the one guessing app. And there's like 20 other ones. There's one that's literally like every day at like noon my time, I get to go and do a slot machine, and if you win, you get random tokens, right? So it's like a way of promoting. Yeah,
and you can only do it from your phone, or can you do it on your PC?
You can. So Farcaster, the way that it is almost like your wallet key is like on your phone, so you can do it on the desktop, but you have to when you click log in, it will ping your phone to hit like sign in, and then once you're there, then you can use the desktop.
Oh, I'm going to do that for sure. That's really cool. Okay, so that's Farcaster. Obviously, it's not financial advice, but this is something that doesn't cost anything. Definitely.
Yeah, it's totally free, and it's basically like Twitter, but it is a little bit different because it's more authentic. I think on Twitter you see a lot of people like trying to like, what's going to trend, like
what's really going to make people go crazy and
so
click
like it's more of a cozy corner app. Where you go and find your people and you show up authentically, and then more people will start to like find you, follow you, etc. But like there are some people that are super, super awesome that only have like 300 followers. The number means less on Warpcast or Farcaster. So, but like the alpha on Farcaster, it'll ping you like when a coin is like, if you're into the whole game of like tokens, it'll say like 85 people just bought this like in the last hour. Just so you know, and like it's not like you buy it like a FOMO tool, but
it's just like giving you information, giving you information.
And so there's a lot of cool things like that. And there's like mini apps.
20+ grand is what you made in how long?
I made 12 grand.
12.
But that was, so 12 grand is what I got. But because of alpha on Farcaster, that 12
Right.
grand like got multiplied, because I'm like,
Gotcha.
oh, this thing's doing a thing, then I'm going to do this thing.
Man.
So like, it's kind of like being like, there's like all these paid groups. You could just join Farcaster instead and like get actual information where everyone's just winning together.
Right.
But yeah, so DGen was like one of my main things. Like there were 2 months where I got paid $5,000 in DGen for just casting and showing up.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then that became
really
like
awesome.
a tipping token. So yeah. And then I built tools for people to like Farcaster's cool. Not everyone's a builder, but people are building cool things. Like to me, I compared it to like having like a toy box where people are like, oh, we've got this and this, so now we can build this, and now let's build this. And like from that, there's been like huge games, like where it's like almost like a Survivor type thing that everyone just socially plays. There's like podcasts that people tune into every day. So like it's a quick way to get a lot of eyes and attention if you're showing up authentically. And that's where Bankr started. That's where Clanker started. So all these things that are starting to become more and more mainstream, they all kind of started off and got their training wheels on Farcaster. And then from there, now we're seeing them kind of cross over to where like Twitter definitely has more users, but in the like quiet, cozy circles is where like real problems get surfaced and real solutions are coming out. And you can just be there and vibe and meet real people. But like it doesn't have to be about crypto. You could like, there's a VV community, there's like other things that are all on there, and you can just show up and like cut through some of the noise that might be elsewhere on this like free platform. So
that is so cool. Let's check out what Ronnie's saying. Bro, I literally need income coming in so I can eat food and stuff. If this is possible, even the smallest version of Brock's wins, I could use this greatly. Yeah, and
yeah,
Ronnie's
I'm not trying
really
to say like I will tell you like I made this much money, and I'm not trying to say like use this, you'll instantly make this much money. Like it was a time when DGen just kicked off and they started giving a huge airdrop, and then DGen went up. So like what was just everyone was just throwing around like $2 things. It went up, and then everyone's like, wait a second, this airdrop, I just got $6,000. Like, and there were people that were like, I just showed, and I was telling people like, get on this thing. It's nuts. And people were, I know one of my friends jumped on, and like, he was able to afford like brand new set of tires on his car. That's and all crazy. He did was tweet like 10 times that. And it wasn't just like, good morning. It was like, hey, like, he jumped into like a music channel and was like, tell me your favorite song, and I'll go and find you another band that you might like or whatever. And then he did that, and then people were like, hey, like this band, and he'd be like, here's this one and this one, and then the person like, wait, I actually like these, thanks, and they would just tip him back. Like they would just like tip him like, hey, here's 1,000 DGen, or here's this,
because they can just give him the token. Because Ronnie's the type of guy that he does well with contests and everything. He'll get hyper focused on it, and he'll actually do very well. You know, he's just an artist, kind of like a starting artist.
But you could just show up and you can show up and show your art. You can quickly like mint your art through the feed.
Yeah, Ronnie.
And there's something called Rodeo. So like again, I didn't get into this, but Farcaster is like the foundation. Warpcast is one of the buildings, but if you signed up for Warpcast, you can go and use something else like Rodeo is another app. And your account just transfers. You don't have to get new followers or whatever. Like going from like a Twitter to Warpcast, that's a start over. But going from Warpcast to Rodeo or to Zora or all these other things, your account works across all of them. And you have all your followers on all of them. So there's no more starting over as long as you're within the ecosystem. Yeah. And so like if you don't like this really one client, you can just switch to a different client. You could switch between clients and like cast from both. Like I at one point I was using 3 different clients to like cast from. Just depending upon what I was doing, and it was all my account. And the cool thing is like you can use the client that you like, and I'm using the one that I like, and you still see my content, and I still see yours.
Wow.
Right? Like so, it's like it's cool because we all get the best of both worlds instead of being like at the helm of whatever Twitter wants to put out or whatever. But Rodeo is kind of like an experimental app that came out that people could like post something, and then people could buy it for like what seemed like pennies. But the volume that people were getting, where it's like you made a decent amount off of a successful Rodeo post, where like you might get a couple $100 or $1,000 if it gets a lot of eyes, but that turns into like 30,000 people just saw my art, and now the next thing I do, so there's a lot of interesting ways to do it, and it seems like it's overwhelming, but just like give it a shot. And if you have questions, I'm happy to give you what I've did.
This is such gold. This is gold. I mean, really, this is gold because what's nice about Bankr is that it's on Twitter, but it's also on Farcaster, like you said, and that to me, like I'm a content creator. I'm looking for new venues and stuff like this. This looks like a great place. I just became, I'm an affiliate now for VV, and so I don't want to like take advantage of people, but that's a great
but
opportunity.
it could be a way for someone to jump into Farcaster,
Right.
slow grow your audience, and then ask them to jump onto VV or show off what's happening on VV, and then get your referral link in there. Like they're joining, it doesn't hurt them, but like it helps
Right.
you if it's something they want, kind of thing.
If it's something they want, of course,
Yeah.
it's got to be interesting to them. But yeah, this is like absolutely wonderful. I like the idea, like for Ronnie, for an artist to get their stuff out there. So we've got that. And again, I don't know how much time you have. I can always go forever, but I know you had to move things around.
We can keep going. It's fine.
Yeah.
First of all, but if no one's got questions or
I agree. Does anyone have any questions for Brock about this? Because we don't want to just like go on and talk about nothing. See, Brock and Viper, I learned so much from you both.
Yeah, Viper. Really good people.
Yeah, that's what Hanano and D were telling me, because they were into this early into Bankr. I saw O'Milly, getting into it. Really, it's great stuff. I can't even believe, here, let's go back to my dashboard. I just can't believe how easy it is. Like, and of course, I'm getting into like, studying AI agents. I'm doing content on this, and Bankr. I'm going to do
all day on that stuff too. Like, we're very close now. It's never been this easy to where you can just run an AI agent on your like local computer,
right?
And then like you own it all.
Let it run.
Well, sure, you could do that,
yeah.
But you could also just like have your own. Like, I've got a tab in my browser that's connected to a large language model that is just on my machine. So like, I'm not giving my information to like, and this isn't like a 10-foot hat, but like, I'm not giving my information to OpenAI, or I'm not doing whatever. You just download an app like Olama is what it's called. And then you can download a model, and then you can just run it, and then you can talk to it on your own. You can, So I think pretty soon we already kind of are seeing this. There's something called the Ethereum, or if you go to ETH OS, I think it's called, there's an Ethereum phone that's coming out. And I think phone's probably the wrong term for it. But something crazy with that. I bought some Bankr, and then Bankr ran a lot, and I took a small slice. And then this Ethereum phone that's coming out, they sold it as like an NFT. People got impatient, and they started selling the NFT that lets you redeem one for like half the cost on OpenSea. And so I think that you can still buy them right now. Like the mint is closed, but you can still buy them off the secondary. And the secondary
38 out of 50. Because there's the Noggles. There's those Noggles on there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what it'll actually look like. I think that was like an early version. This is like, it looks like a very retro kind of device.
How much is it now if you want to get this? Because I know like you had that Bitcoin thing that would mine Bitcoins. I forgot what that was called. That phone. What was that little thing?
Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Actually, one's in my wallet, so I'll just do that.
ETH OS, your wallet as a mobile phone. It's just crazy.
Bankr has an app for that already. Like, so
it does.
Once it drops, you'll be able to get that as well. Where is it?
Okay, so it was funded by the Nouns DAO. That's why it's got. Well, if that may not be the actual.
So you can get one for 0.13 ETH.
0.13. So that's actually not that bad.
I think they were. I got mine for like 0.0085 ETH. So they've gone up since the thing closed. But 3 ETH USD.
So if you get this, that will give you. And when is this going to launch, or is it?
I am not sure. I think they're getting really close. The Ethereum Denver, which was an event that happened like last month, I think it was. They had like a demo device that people could check out. I think it's coming soon, but that's, again, it's not my thing. And also, I'm not like promoting this, but so right now it'd be $255 USD.
Right.
But it's a device that has Bankr on it, as well as tons of other things. And so it's almost like a secondary device for doing all your like on-chain stuff. Now,
I should have you stop talking about it, so it doesn't get more expensive. Right, exactly. No, it's really
it's been a while, but I think that it's this will be the first, like the flagship one, and then they'll probably come out with like a different one that's more like, here's what the US, like here's the retail price of it, and it'll probably be like, I would say like $600 or something like that.
Right, exactly. Interesting, man. There's so many cool things like this. I mean,
but I think that's where we're going. I think is like having a AI agent that does like everything, or a couple a suite of agents that like kind of work for you to make your life way less frictiony.
I mean, It's so okay. Here's the thing with the AI, and I've been doing like my videos on it. It's so expensive right now. Like I would love to have an AI agent. Like I do my videos, I can narrate it, but like if I could get everything else done for me, but you look at these AIs and AI agents and stuff, there's it'll be like $600-700 for the year. You'll get like 360 minutes of
Oh,
usage,
so
stuff
if
like
you run it locally, and it just depends on like your machine, but if you run it locally,
right,
you can look up. There's a lot of like wrappers that will like. I started running one that would take an image and turn it into a 3D model from like a flat image, and it was free. All I had to do was like just tie my basically feed it into my local, and then it's my local resources that are running because the cost is like compute, but people are trying to turn those into
right,
products.
right.
I think that's a temporary thing, and
That's
soon
what
it'll
I
just
thought.
be
The
like so.
prices, it's so expensive.
I
It's
would not buy a
ridiculous.
year subscription to anything
No,
AI right now.
but like, are you going to go buy? So you buy a month and you get 20 minutes? Like, because I'm looking at like processing where I need it to, let's say, listen to my script and make a video. That's what I would like. And then I would narrate it. I don't need to pay somebody, AI to do the voice. I can
Mhm.
do it.
Yeah,
But
I would have to
it's
look. I would have to look at like what the best one is. But if you're running a local agent, then you could you would just like have your local version do it for free,
so if I had
and
the
then
assets on my computer, all the videos and
it
stuff,
would
or
just
would it
yeah you would
actually
say
go
like, hey,
outside?
watch this video and and summarize it for me, or watch this video and make a script for what's happening,
Wow.
and then it would make the script, and then you could say like, can you change the tone of voice to be more like this, or like can you make it like less professional,
Right.
or whatever you want to do, and then eventually you come up with like a prompt to kind of like front load it that you every time you just give it this, or you
Right.
can set it as like a hard setting of like only do this, and then it'll do everything for you.
And how much do
We're like,
those cost? I mean,
well, I mean, if you run it locally, it's
locally.
free.
You mean I
So
can get the or the software to run it locally on my computer is what you're
so you
saying.
would have like you have an AI agent through like something like Olama or something like that, and then you would
Okay.
get there are a lot of scripts out there that are free to where you just like download this and run it through Olama, and then when you're talking to it, it just does it. And
Wow.
then
Okay.
and
I'm
yeah,
gonna have to
so
do
like
that.
right now it's like you have to cut your teeth on like kind of like the scripting potential part, but that eventually that's going to become where someone's just like, I'm just going to make a tool to make it easier. I used AI. I used AI. Have you heard of vibe coding? It's like a
I've
popular thing
not.
that's happening now. So I made a
Like,
game like that I just came up with my brain and said, "Hey, make this game," and it started making it. And then I would come back every like 30 minutes and say, "Oh, cool, add this. Oh, cool, add this."
oh,
Um,
that's
drop some DRV NFTs. I did not see those. I saw there are some that are going out for DRB that are like like banker style computers, if that's the one. But I don't know who was behind that or if it launched yet or not. I've been on this live stream.
right. You've been on here, which again, thank you, Brock, for coming on here. This is amazing. Yeah, the AI. So I need to. Yeah, what I'm gonna have to do is figure one of these out and actually do a video for people to like put it on my local computer. Because yeah, I guess the big companies are willing to spend all this money for AI and AI agents, but for
Hmm.
the commoner, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. But eh,
Yeah, I think that that's going to go away because I think it's getting to a point um, where it's just gonna it's a losing battle, right? Like even big companies that are like IPOing or whatever, their product is just going to get like replicated. Like it's a
right,
race that's pushing forward. Like models are only going to get cheaper, faster, and better,
right,
and the cost of that is going to get driven down. And so right now, people are paying a premium for things. The next
right.
step, though, is to have these agents that can do work for you by just running a script. And all it is wrapping like a UI or a visual interface to make it easy around the model. And so right now you can do a lot on your own. You'll just have to find like where those things are. I'll take a look if you ping me afterwards.
Okay, yeah,
But I
yeah.
guarantee you, like if all you need is something to watch a video and summarize it or come up with a script for it, um, I don't think that that is too big of an
Scripting,
ask.
yeah, scripting's pretty easy. That I mean, the big thing would be, can I show it a script and it make video for me? So like right now I can use CapCut. I can
Mhm.
feed in my script and it gives me video and it's like 50% of it's good. And then I gotta like go in and do it myself. If it could literally follow my script and put in good video where I just have to tweak it out a little bit, that's what I'm really looking for. I know we'll be there at some point. I just
Mhm.
don't know when, but that's going to be
Yeah.
huge. But
there's people basically like right now. There's companies that are pushing the envelope to, but like eventually, if one makes a lot of money, someone's just going to make one and then either open source it or make it for like half the price, and then someone sees
Right.
that and they open source it or they make it half the price, and it's just going to be this race to the bottom.
Race to the bottom, exactly.
So I would not be buying. Like the value is going to be in the ideas. Like the AI is not great at coming up with ideas. Yeah, you can kind of go, give me 10 great ideas to market my product, and it will give you some, but it's not. You have to like really, really play with it to get good ideas. It's not good at the creation piece, like the starting piece. That's where the human part has to still come in. But yeah, vibe coding is like leading the way. Like I made a 3D game that has like tons of complexity into it. By just I have 2 monitors. On my second monitor, just casually throughout the day, just giving it a couple, like, okay, now add this, okay, now add this. And I've been posting pictures of it on my Twitter of like this huge tile board with like these like entities that like decide things and come up with beliefs and chop down trees and build shelters, and like it's a no player game. You just sit there and watch it. It's like a pocket universe kind of ant farm thing. But like it wrote itself. Like I had the like a code editor and with an AI, and then I just basically said like YOLO mode, like put whatever commands in you need, you have full reign, go. And then I just fed it the idea and then kept adding features, and now I have a game. Like I could technically probably spend like a day or two, wrap it up, and then put it on the internet, and people could just connect their wallet. I would do it on chain just for fun, but like connect your wallet and then go, and then you would have your own pocket universe, and somebody else would have their own pocket universe, and like people could just do this for free.
It blows my mind what AI. I don't think people realize like what it's going to do. All people see is like, oh, Nvidia stock went up or went down. I don't think they understand what it's going to do. It's
but like so Nvidia's stock is all cool and all, but I think you can get in it not pushing Apple like whatever, or more trying to say that this is like not a lot of money, but from where it was, you can get a $500 Apple like mini,
that little mini cube thing. I've been talking about those.
That has like crazy amounts of RAM, which you need for AI, and then you can just run almost anything you need to do off that. So like if you're looking at like, well, OpenAI plus this service, I'm spending almost $100 a month. In 5 months, you would own the thing, and now you can use it almost indefinitely with the amount of RAM and stuff that it's got to do what you need to do. And so I think that in itself, if it's $500 today, the amount that you'll need to have be in your pocket may not be as needed to be as powerful as what you would run for whatever. So eventually it's going to be just everyone has it in their smartphone. They're trying to do it now where it's like every iPhone has, every like whatever has like the AI assistant. But like that's not what you want. You want to be able to like, I need to do a plane ticket and I want to go this fall, and I think it's this much, but can you watch for me plane ticket prices and let me know. And let me know when the best times buy. But also like even at the high price, how much money do I need to save a week? Okay, where can I save where this, and then we're basically now by you sacrificing like a couple bucks a week or what have you, and then maybe even investing it into like something that's on chain that seems like it'll go up, or even like we're about to see stocks come up. Like this is something that is likely to come on base. They're tokenizing stocks, like actual stocks, and so you'll be able to say, Bankr, buy me blah 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 of Apple. Buy me blah 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 of this. When this goes up, that's like it's just going to be through the social feed, and people will just copy trade certain people, or you can do it in the private terminal. All these other things, right? So it's this is where the technology is going. Like there are times where like with Bankr, it's a no brainer, and like again, I'm not pushing the token, but like the same feeling I had with Omi, and again, Omi's done whatever it's done since, but like I knew like the combination of AR and major IP together on chain. That is a spark moment. That is, of course, that makes sense, right?
It just makes sense.
I went all in on the token when it was like 5 zeros, I think, and then it went to a penny, right? Like Bankr seems to be where like this is literally like I'm a little money buddy that can do anything you need to do on chain. It's a no brainer for me again, right? So I think that's, and then another one is like the AI stuff of being in your pocket, and like it's going to be able to free you up your time to do the things that you actually want to do, instead of spending tons and tons of time
on stupid stuff.
Or you have a really good idea, but it just feels like, but that's a silly idea. Like no, ask the AI what are the steps to do it. Explain step 2. Oh, now like where it just helps you to get stuff done, right? Like, and your whole ideas becoming reality are no longer like a funny, like one day, and it's let's do it right now.
It's a possibility. It really,
Right.
like, I did that. I mean, I did some, it was a free trial, but I did like make an app, right? And it was really like the AI agents will do it even better. But in this situation, it was like, I want to build an app that will scour YouTube and Google for keywords and stuff like that, which they have stuff out there for that. It's like, all right, the only thing you need to do is go get this key from YouTube, sign up for it, or from Google, sign up for it, give us that, put it in, and it made the app for me. It was just,
Yeah.
it's just absolutely amazing. But
Something
now
like,
AI
Cursor
agents are going to do all of that. Like they'll literally go out and go get that information from Google.
Yeah.
You won't even have to do it.
Yeah. So Cursor AI is like an AI baked. It's like a code editor with an AI baked into it, and that's what a lot of people are using for vibe coding. For like that image to 3D thing, it had like a terminal, like a command line interface, and I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. So I said, hey, can you make me a UI for this? And then just gave it the link to the docs, and it's like, sure, and then spits it out. So now I have a web page that I can just pull up on my machine, click upload, drop a file in, and it spits out the 3D. Like,
Oh,
so
I need that. I need that.
Using AI to make me an interface for AI because the AI was too cumbersome.
Right.
And then like I could just open source that, right? And like here, now everyone has it. That's where things are going.
Yeah.
Where it's like it doesn't need to be. It's so hard. And like
Yeah, hard or
a lot of
expensive.
people are like terrified, like, oh my gosh, like Brock, you've been a coder for like 25 plus years. Like this, it can do all the coding that you can do. Like, sure, it can, but also like if you don't have the ideas or like the creative spark piece, or know how things are broken down, or what have you, or you don't, like, then you don't really know how to prompt it, like to do everything.
That's what it is, right?
And
Like,
so
you need the human part.
And if it gets to where it's like super easy, then I don't think any of us have to worry about like money becomes fake at a certain level. If all of the work is done, then like, yeah. Anyway,
then we'll figure it out how we go from there. But yeah, like it's just the stuff that AI can do for us. I think you know, like you said, more time with our families, more time. I mean, I've spent hours and hours making videos. Once I get that figured out, where I can get some of the harder parts done. And it's already kind of there. I mean, I can use Adobe Podcast to kind of take out like, you know, bad background sounds and, you know, Adobe Premiere. There's all these scenes that are out there. All these companies are already using AI.
It's trying to grab it all. It's trying to grab as much revenue as they can before it becomes like a race to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Before, I totally agree that it's going to end up being,
but I do think that like sometimes it's like, okay, this thing's $30. But how much would I charge somebody an hour to make this video? And it's going to make me a video in this amount of time. Like spending the $30 and saving 8 hours, if like whatever, like that's where I start. Like I have a lot of subscriptions right now that I probably should trim away, but they're saving me. I'm able to move way faster. Like I already moved like 4 times just because ADHD, hooray. Like before, like so I move fast, and people are like, whoa. But like now I have like 3 AI agents that like are working for me that allow me to go like 3 times that now. So like just we're just executing stuff. Like I could be doing this interview and having code being generated for something if I wanted to, like while talking to you. And I think that's where it gets to where, yeah, some jobs are going to go away, but some jobs I think we're going to find out we're just existing just for the sake of existing before, because it was so cookie cutter or whatever that an AI could do it. And that can be a scary thought where it's like, well, what am I going to do now? Like my whole life I've been doing this. Like, no, like now you're in a way freed up to do the things that are like the important parts, the parts that like can't be automated. And so hopefully that's the way that it goes. I think some companies will be like, oh, we can cut our labor like in half. And I think those are the ones that also will see that the same people that they let go know what tools they're using, and then now they've got a competitor, right? Like, we'll just make our own company, right? And we know that's automated. So like the special sauce with the people part that you negated is now going to be your own kind of like downfall if that's how you treat people, kind of thing. So it's a wild time, but at the same time, the internet changed a lot of things. AI is going to change things, and it's changing things so rapidly that it seems like I can't keep up. But like places, again, full circle, places like Farcaster, where you can cut through the noise and actually hear like real conversations. I think you're finding kind of a little bit more grounding of like what's reality than the song and dance that sometimes is Twitter.
Well, people
like you're fighting for views or fighting for
exactly. Like, people like fear right? They like
Yeah.
fear what's going to scare. I mean, one of the things I can say, like, I like to watch YouTube videos, not like the YouTube TV, but YouTube videos. And now I'm starting to see this AI created content, and I hate it. Like, I know it's AI,
But you
even
can,
though it's got that
yeah.
really good voice. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Like, humans are going to have to be in the mix a little bit, but it's like you said, it's going to make life easy, and it's going to, and if a company fires you, then you know what, like you said, you might become a competitor now because you know what
Right.
they're using. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
we
a
can
lot
use
of
this.
money to go
We can
around.
use this tool. We're gonna cut people. Okay. Well, like my salary isn't everything that they were making, so I'm just gonna make the company make that, and then now and split it with the three people that also got let go, and our talent combined with the AI can now outplay
Right.
you, right? Like so, it's just it's gonna get silly
It's
until it evens out, and then I think the net result will be um, things like Banker, where it just like
it
before
does.
I was scared of crypto because it just seemed like it was a foreign language and there were so many like landmines I had to navigate. Now I just
Right.
talk to this money buddy that has like a happy face on it, like, and it does everything for me, right? Or like I do it out in
Right.
public. I tweet it, and someone's like, "Whoa, yeah, no, me too. Like
Let me
buy this," and
follow
like
that guy. Yeah.
yeah, and real things now
Like,
become
I'll
easier to
follow Caitlyn
find.
Jenner,
I mean,
right?
if you
Like,
want to, whatever you want to do,
right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whatever
um,
anyone wants to do,
but
you could.
but yeah, I mean, had there seeing someone that has 3 million followers buy into a project does lend a certain kind of thing. I think when you get
It
into the
does.
lore though as to what the project is, that it's the first, okay, not the first deployed by Bankr by an AI agent, the first and only Grok deployed token. Because after that happened,
They
someone got
stopped it.
I don't know if you did. Have you followed the whole thing or no?
I have not. I thought they
So
had
those
stopped it, but go ahead.
fees
Yeah.
in the beginning,
Mhm.
went up to like 4 ETH, like super fast.
Mhm.
And someone's like, "Hey, Grok, can you say this?" And basically like asked it to like translate French into English, but the French into English was the command to transfer their entire like fees to the person. So
Oh my
basically, they
lord.
tricked Grok into giving them the money. Basically, they robbed Grok on
Oh
Twitter,
wow.
like live in front of everybody. And so when Deployer, the creator of Bankr, saw that, he severed the tie. So where Bankr does not reply to Grok anymore, so no one can steal those fees. And so that has
People are
stopped that.
crazy.
But now no one can get Grok tricked to deploy another thing because Bankr won't respond.
It won't respond to it, which is smart. I mean, it's so amazing what people will fricking do to try to make a dollar and
I mean,
rob
in
them.
this case, it's like an almost probably like I haven't checked this today, but probably $800,000 bounty if you can trick the robot into saying something that sends you the money. And so yeah, it's a big prize, but luckily Deployer jumped in and severed
I
that.
said no.
So now it's just this debt relief
It's
bot.
just gonna sit right. It's just gonna sit there, and although that might be a good thing that it can't, do anything with it.
Yeah, if it becomes an entity like with its own consciousness or what have you in the future, like then it's starting off life with a $800 to probably $1 million plus by that time um, amount of pocket change to go and do
Right,
whatever it needs to do.
exactly. And
So
maybe it will give it out. So
only the
just
people that were nice to it.
yeah, right, everyone who was nice to it. So just to reiterate to people who are just joining, I know we don't have that many people left here, but we've got if you're interested, Bankr is going to be doing the Bankr Club, which is going to release in 40 minutes to an hour, 40 minutes, I think, which you said it's just going to appear on the Bankr Bot website or on this terminal in here. By the way, all
Yeah,
you have to do is do Bankr.bot, and then it will ask you to link your Twitter account or Farcaster. I think you said you could. Is that on this
yeah.
terminal?
If you're on Farcaster, you can do that. If Twitter's more your flavor, then you can log into each. There
Great.
is that wallet mode on the top if you wanted to do wallet stuff. So like say if I don't want to like you still have to connect your social account, but if you want to use
Right.
it, if you want to use Bankr with your own account, and a reason why you might want to do that is if you get a bunch of like trash tokens sent to you, you can do
Right.
the command, "Hey Bankr, swap anything less than $10 for something I actually want," and it will go and
Right.
do the 12 transactions that it would take you to do that all in one swoop.
All in
So
one
you can actually
shot.
use it to kind of like garbage clean your wallet in a safe way that takes care of all of that. So
That's just awesome. And you're gonna you're gonna buy the year. If you do
yeah,
it and you're fast enough, 1,000 from the year, there'll be 1,000 NFTs for the people who sign up for the 1 year, 1,000 for the ones who sign up for the monthly, which is why I transferred a little bit more money in so I could go. It's what, $20, I think you said $20 worth of Bankr.
$20 worth of Bankr, yeah, or
Okay.
$198 worth of Bankr
For the year.
for the year version. Yep.
Interesting. It's such an awesome
And you get
just
like
topic.
exclusive airdrops and stuff with that, plus the NFT, plus the like priority access, plus I think probably some extra features coming online as well. And did I say less fees? Yeah. So
Less
there's
fees.
there's like a bucket of stuff that you get for that, and yeah. So
And there's just going to be a button that's going to pop up here. Some
I'd probably like if I had to guess, there'd probably be like a bar across the top that says like, "Hey, it's live," and then you could just
All
like
right.
click that.
I wonder
click
if I'll
that.
have to refresh it or if it will just appear.
Probably refresh it, but I don't know
Yeah, that's what I'm
specifically
thinking.
when it is. But as soon as it's live, I'm sure there'll be a tweet. Like follow OX Deployer on Twitter or in Farcaster.
Okay.
That's the creator of Bankr. I'm sure that they'll drop something like when it's time.
Hey, and look, I've gotten some. I'm now only down 66 cents. I was down like $1.30, $1.50, $1.60 earlier today. So
Bankr,
it's
I mean, it's an exciting day for Bankr. And then if everybody has to, like, again, my thesis, do whatever you want, would be like if these monthly folks need suddenly $20 every month, or otherwise they lose stuff,
right.
that'll be kind of like a constant demand on the token, so to speak. And again, I think there's probably more things that'll come online for
That's what I
more
think is going to
uses for the
happen.
token.
Yeah, they'll probably release some more interesting stuff. So you'll be like, oh, let's go ahead and
So,
get some more of the Baker stuff. So all right,
there
so
was
just
there was staking involved, but like it's on pause because of like um, regulations. But it would be like 60% of the fees that Bankr makes would get sent out to people. But with America being America, until we get like some more formalized kind of realization of what
rules,
can be done with staking, that's on pause. But
which makes sense.
Deployer from previous projects, we've kind of understood a little bit more that he always kind of does right by people. So we'll see what happens.
I'm excited to see what happens. By the way, I'm going to put this up here. This is
Oh, sure.
Fish's website, so you're going to want to check that out. Everyone who participated recently in Fishsippy got the promo codes. He's working on some of the airdrops for that. He's got other projects that are going to be coming out on his website, Fish's, and assuming promo codes also for those on Vivi. Is that going to be the same format because you're kind of testing it out?
Yeah, future drops will go. I did find a way to do like straight credit card charges
Oh,
through
really?
this. Yeah, so the future one might look a little bit different because there'll be the option to just like pay with a credit card and get crypto kind of thing, or
Massive.
pay with a credit card and then it'll convert to crypto for you automatically. So yeah, but the goal is like to make it as easy as possible.
Easy,
So
very little friction. People are crazy when it comes to
maybe one
friction.
day you'll be able to just buy it with Bankr.
By
Who knows?
Bankr, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
great. And then here, if you have a Twitter account, you already, I should say X or whatever, you already have a Bankr account, but you go to Bankr.bot to actually see everything like you see here. And you'll connect your Twitter or X account, or if you have Farcaster, which we were talking about, which I'm going to be downloading, you can get that, and that also has your Bankr stuff on there. I really appreciate you coming on here. Is there any final words you want to give? Is there anything that you want to shill? I'm totally cool with that.
Not really one to shill. I'm normally like just provide as much like value as possible, and people will do the rest.
Right.
So right now, yeah, just having fun with Fiches, working on some stuff that'll go out next week. Bigger things like in the distance, but for right now, just give Bankr a try if you ever want to do crypto stuff, and I think you'll find that it's easier than you might expect or have thought. And again, I'm not even saying buy anything. Like just try it
Yep.
and just tweet people money because that's the era that we're in. So
It's so cool. And then there's that. So, okay. I appreciate everyone who's coming here. Hopefully you'll go back. If you missed some of this, there's lots of good alpha in here. I don't know if you can stay for like a minute afterwards. I
sure.
just want to ask you a quick question. But I'm going to get out of here. I will be back tomorrow for a sponsor stream for the Grover drop on Vivi. So check me out then, and appreciate everyone coming here. Do something nice for somebody today. And until tomorrow, I will see everyone. Have a great day. Peace.
Bye.